So I was on a coaching call with one of my private trading clients earlier today, and they asked a really good question that I thought a lot of you would benefit from. And that is, can they take bigger trades when they're more confident about the trade that they're taking? So if they're looking at a particular market, and usually, let's say, for example, they take 1% risk. If they're confident about the trade, then can they take 2% or 3% or perhaps even more? Now, the answer to this is twofold. First of all, yes, it is something that you can do. It's something that I do. So for example, last year at the beginning of the Ukraine war, I understood that oil prices were going to rise significantly. So I took a big oil trade that made up a significant portion of my profits for the year. This year, going back to sort of like March time, there was a trade in the dollar yen where I understood that the yen was going to weaken and the dollar was going to strengthen over a period of time. So I built into a larger position there than I ordinarily would if I was just trading technically. So absolutely you can do this, but the only times that you can do this is if you've got a fundamental view, for example. So if you're just trading technically, you really need to stick to being consistent. So if you've got a 1% risk, then you take 1% risk each and every time. You've got 2%, then it's the same every time. 0.5%. It's the same every time. But if you're able to develop a particular fundamental view for a trade, so there's more than just the technicals going for it, then absolutely you can do that. You can take a larger position size on those trades that you're more confident about. But you can only do this once you're a little bit more experienced. So this particular person that I was talking to, he's actually just joined my coaching program. Okay, so he doesn't have a lot of experience at all. And my advice to him was that what we try to do on my coaching program is the first thing is I need to get you to a point where you're making money. You don't need to be setting the world alight, all right? So you don't need to be maximizing all of your profits, but you do need to get to a point where you're making money. So, you're able to take money out of your trading account as opposed to putting money in it because you're just blowing account after account after account. So with that in mind, it's not a good idea to try and take larger trades when you're more confident about a trade, because when you're new to trading, you have this recency bias. So your confidence isn't based on your understanding of the dynamics of the market. Your confidence is based on how did the last trade go, or how did the last few trades go. And if they went well, if you made money on them, then you're more confident about your trading, and that's when you'll start to take larger position sizes, which is actually the exact wrong time to do it, because once you've taken a bunch of winning trades, there is an inevitable loss sitting just around the corner. And if at that point in time you're taking a larger position size, you'll find that one loss can wipe out a significant amount of your wins. So from that perspective, it is not advisable to do that. When you're just starting trading, or if you're just trading technically, then I would recommend being consistent across the board. Whatever your risk is per trade, make sure that you do that each and every time you take a trade. So if it's 1%, it's 1%, it's 1% each and every single trade. Once you're a little bit more experienced, once you're able to understand the sentiment of the market, so you look beyond the chart, that's a point where you can look to take larger position sizes. And when you do that, it can have a significant impact on your overall P&L. So you'll find that you might be making 3, 5, 10% per month consistently when you're just trading technically. And that's kind of what we aim for when I work with my private trading clients, is to get them to a point where they're consistently making money so that they can see that trading is actually something that you can do, right? Because trading is very much about confidence. Now, once you've done that, once you are at a point where you are consistent with your trading, then you can start to add in that little bit where you're looking at sentiment, you're looking at some of the fundamentals, and you're taking bigger position sizes when the opportunity is there. And then what you'll find is that you're going from your 5 to 10% month. So then on occasion, you might have a 20% month or a 40% month, or, maybe even a 50% month if you're really, really lucky. But you still have that kind of the foundation of the consistency of just taking, the technical setups, and the one when there isn't a particular strong fundamental bias, you can just have that consistency there. And then when those odd occasions occur, like I said, Ukraine war last year was one of them for me. The Japanese yen earlier on this year was another one for me. You get kind of 2, 3, 4 a year where you see a really good opportunity, and then obviously you can jump in there and look to make bigger profits than you ordinarily would. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I hope that gives you something to think about. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you do hit that subscribe button, and then you hit the bell as well so that you get a notification as and when I release these videos, and also give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And finally, if you are trading, if you're trying to find consistency, you're not quite there yet, then please jump across to my website, sign up for my masterclass where I'll walk you through the strategy, I'll walk you through the framework that I use to trade these markets. So then obviously it's something that you can implement with your own trading, hopefully to be able to get a little bit more consistency and to get you on that road to a point where you are making money from your trading. You're not constantly topping up your trading account because you're testing, you're trialing and erroring these systems that you're finding out there on the internet. Go through my framework. I promise you it's very effective. It works for me. It works for my trading clients, and I'm sure it will work for you. Okay? Thank you so much for watching, and I will look forward to speaking to you in the next video. Speak to you soon.